I'm recording. Good.
Countdown to fake energy. Going live. We're live, so now it's time for me to fake my energy and say the following. You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
How are you?
And it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are covering anime that aired the week of the 21st to the 27th of August, 2022, because Dwayne knows what week it is and I don't. From our Discord chat, I'd put in last week's dates again.
No, I had to check 2 times because I don't know that fucking well. I was just like, was it? It probably was now.
And it's a week where I've been ill. I have watched these things, but how much of them I remember and how much of them seemed like a fever dream to me.
Time to play another game.
I don't know. You might have invented a more fun one in your inconvalescence.
I mean, a lot of these feel like they were fever dreams watching them anyway. Because I think, only one of them really has its footing in reality, and even that's very tenuous because they've introduced things like soul-eating swords into it. But
He's
before
a
we get
monk.
to
He
that,
does Christian funerals. What's the deal with that?
we'll travel back in time in the year 2022 to a thing which aired a few weeks ago on Netflix. That is Bastard, Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy, Episode 9, Blue Nail.
What you call me?
Blue t-shirts too.
I'm feeling okay. I felt better, but I don't have those days. It's all right.
In which Dark Schneider breaks the rules of his binding and defeats a vampire via the use of a blue fingernail.
Yeah, with the grossest fingernail, you kind of get smashed at the door. They kind of all discolored. Now you got to eat it, and then I control you.
Also, maybe finally, what was the guy's name? He kept saying it wasn't. My brain's saying Donovan. That wasn't his name.
Diamond.
King Diamond.
Diamond.
Yes.
No. His
Oh,
friend.
Jolo! No.
Jolo. Jolo didn't die last week. He probably died.
Oh, he died this
week.
week
I
because
mean,
he was the fake out. I blew up Dark Schneider and wahaha. No, you didn't. You blew up poor Jodo. Oh, not Jody. My emergency rations.
I mean, he survived a lot of bad things, so maybe he's okay. I don't know. He's probably not okay.
And yeah, his gang are very much giving you the impression that this is 400 years into our future, because they are a Fist of the North Star henchmen attire.
Yeah, I suppose it's not every society that's sprung up is going to go for the whole like armor and dragons and fantasy thing. You got a whole other like visual aesthetic setup. What culture survives?
Well, I mean, like I guess they found some ancient culture of kiss makeup and mohawk preparation guidelines, that kind of way. So,
1,000 boxes of unsold Misfits t-shirts.
So, as I remember it, he breaks out of his cage. He fries Diamond's nervous system so that he can't shoot straight. And so,
because one of the things that the vampires are weak to is lightning, as we learned.
And I've heard one thing a power that vampires have is laser eyes, or probably shooting blood really quickly out of it. I don't know.
So Diamond's way to get around this is just to spin around super fast, shooting eye beams off in every direction.
Because he can't aim for shit while his brain has been zapped.
And then he gets kicked through. How does he get pushed through the wall? I can't remember how he Diamond ends up going head first into the wall and knocking the wall down.
Dark Schneider is like catching his spells and throwing them back at him. It
was
like, haha, you missed. Yeah. Nope, I blew up the wall. And oh shit, it's morning already. I've been up all night. It's gonna really mess with my circadian rhythm. Also, I'm turning to ashes.
And they're like, we killed him. And Schneider's like, no. He's still alive. And
well, it's not even that. Like a giant bat rises out of the ashes, and they can hear Diamond.
Where is he? He's showing his voice somehow.
He's still around. And it's like, you'll never find me. Flaps the giant bat nearby where Diamond's voice is coming from. But where could he be? The dastard. It's like he's the giant vampire
I like
bat.
that one henchman thinks it is the giant vampire bat, and one of the other henchmen goes, no, that's just a bat. That can't be him.
That's ridiculous. He was a big buff guy, not a bat. Remember? Oh yeah.
You can't turn to other stuff. That'd be like magic or some shit like that.
Ridiculous.
So then Schneider brings the bat down to Earth, and he's going to use this spell, which you need the bat wing to cast it. It summons some sort of demon onto your fingernail, and then you shove your fingernail into something, and then that provides mind control. Or no, it's not mind control, but they have to obey your orders, or
if they betray you, they will explode it. I presume that's what most spells seem to do at the end.
Turn into a toad.
Yeah, it's like a pact type situation. If you betray him, then you get fucked over for it. So he lets him go because it's like, well, now I have a vampire thrall, like someone who is a vampire in my thrall.
Yeah. And if you disobey me, it changes colour. Once it turns red, then you turn into a toad. This is important because it's implied that the other guys are going to cast the same spell on Arshnay because they don't trust her to not fall for Dark Schneider's charms again when she goes after him.
I'll show you. I haven't got daddy issues, no way.
Because Gara is doing a fantastic job, along with his 4 ninja associates, of keeping the goblins at bay. And then we have...
He's like, when's Dark Schneider going to get here? Wow.
And then the female wing of his harem are all discussing exactly what each other means to Dark Schneider.
Do you remember that time we were in bed together? No, we didn't even go all the way, baby. It wasn't no thing. And Yoko's going, what?
And as he points out with Diamond, there's only one person in the world he's scared of. And
she slaps him.
Standing over there.
Like, oh man, I don't want to get slapped, but I am a bastard.
I like that Yoko slaps him on the behalf of
women everywhere.
The first woman, yeah. But yeah, to write those other 2 off, one's got to take the other one to the temple to get a spell cast on her to stop her from turning into a vampire. So they'll be out the story for a bit, so that they're not around to assist him in the next fight.
Oh, they'll show up to help, I'm sure. They showed up to help this time.
Yeah.
Good assist, ladies.
Well, I mean, like, they didn't do anything, but neither did Diamond's goon squad. They at one point was like, "Get him, boys!" and they were like, we're coming to get you." But then they just stand around narrating everything that's happening for the rest of the episode.
Because once again, you fucking screwed this, and we had to like even break our own rules as to how Dark Schneider can be summoned into our world. You can just do it now whenever he wants, apparently.
Yeah, I think this is to give us the clue that Lucian and Schneider are probably the same person. It's not that they're 2 separate people.
Oh, they're certainly aligned towards the same goal as that. I don't want Big Sis Yoko to get hurt or to hurt me.
Because I think like there's one line that Yoko says in reaction to him flitting back and forth when he's in the gibbet. That seemed to be like, oh, okay, yes, you're thinking that way, and that's probably means that's not the way it actually is. That it's not actually as simple as just being 2 people. He also says, Lars, you use your power at some point, and Lars appears to do nothing. So I don't know what power he was expecting Lars to do.
Well, I mean, like the guards did say the last time, is like, wasn't that the name of the prince who was fighting the dragon? That's weird. I guess he has some sort of sword magic, maybe? I don't
know. Yes, we assume that this is the big brother of Sheila, who somehow ended up turned into a dragon when he fought Dark Schneider 15 years ago.
I mean, like, it's not the weirdest thing. Dark Schneider turned into a baby who likes laundry. So,
that's true, yeah. In fact, one leading to the other would suggest that, it's entirely possible that indeed Lucian is just Dark Schneider. Until they put another plot twist in, which makes it even more confusing. But I don't think they'll get to that during this anime, because I think they're going to cut it off before it gets incredibly horny and too horny for Netflix.
It's not incredibly horny yet?
No, it's not yet, no. It's nowhere near as horny as it goes once it's no longer in a shonen jump.
This is going. You got a little bit of little. There's a little spot of blood on her cheek.
Yes. Then drawn back into this week, it is Fuuto PI episode 4, The Terrible M, Part 1, Wings of Death, in which we're introduced to a new client who it's the video game company, isn't it? And
yes, make it or sort of like our kind of like or Guilty Gear kind of knockoff thing, but it's kind of like Guilty Gear for mobile or something adjacent to it.
It's Guilty Gear for mobile, like kind of a gacha game, but it's played in like VR because you actually have to go to the place, like a Pokemon Go situation. It's a lot of fucking video games, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's threats made to their idol who's promoting it. Isn't that what the problem is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not frozen.
He's gone very robotic, and he does not seem to be moving anymore. Okay, right. I guess it's just us two for the time being.
Right.
Which is going to be more difficult. Fuuto PI. Let me remind myself what happened in this episode. So, is it Philip and Takemi are also falling out as well? I think that's the underlying.
Yeah, like
plot.
he's not informing her that they're out on a case, so she kind of comes into the office and she's like, "Where the fuck is my guy I'm supposed to be the assistant of?" And he's like, "Oh, he went out without you." And they kind of like he says something that he intends to be nice, but it comes across as really fucking crass because he hasn't really not crass, like just a jerk thing to say. And he's like, I'm gonna have to apologize for that straight away, but she's already taken it up wrong, so they're at loggerheads straight away.
Monster El Dorado is the game. It's death threats.
Oh, it's got Monster Hunter's fucking logo as well. Yeah, of course.
Death threats to the idol, who turns out to be the lead developer of the very game, who appears to be made to be this idol against her will by the company, as far as I can tell.
That is a really funny bit, to be fair.
It is.
Because it's very obvious that there's a cardboard cutout over there, and he's like, I want to get up. We detective, we need you to protect this idol. And he's like, oh, fucking yeah, that sounds good for me. And, you know, there's a nerdy girl wearing big Coke bottle glasses sitting down. It's like, it's her. It's her. There she is, right there. But the Henshin transformation Sailor Moon fucking shit that they do with her fucking whole team that makes her look like that, that's so good. It's a great sequence.
So they do a concert, and a dopant based on like a prehistoric insect of some kind shows up.
Yeah, like I can't remember. It's a kind of a dragonfly, basically, like a meter-long dragonfly.
And they get into the battle, and then there's the mysterious character who we saw at the end of the last episode is watching this battle and gives us a narration explaining the power-ups that Kamen Rider Double uses. And the way
they're like, which ones have we seen already? Well, there's this one and this one, and those in combination, etc. These are all the left ones. These are all the right ones.
Yes, it's the Mega Neura Dopant. It's the creature that's. It's moving too fast that they can't use melee, so they have to use trigger, and then they use metal, and they do the old, aha, I'm going to get you by letting you stab me.
Once you're stabbed into me, I got to howl to you, kind of thing. Yeah.
Also, earlier they've set up that you can plug the memories into the phone to turn it into a beetle, because that's how they free Shotaro from being pinned to the wall at some point.
Yeah.
The Dofant seems to have it can increase gravity, it seems to be, as one of its powers.
That's like an extra thing, which they're like, wait a minute, that's nothing to do with giant bugs. That's like an extra thing on top.
Disadvantage to a flying dude, to be honest.
Maybe it's because he can do it to other people, not himself. Like, that's the thing they mentioned, actually. He's unaffected by it, seemingly.
Could just reverse gravity, just go flying upwards.
Yeah, I guess there is that as well. If it's gravity down, it could be gravity up just as easy.
There's a brief moment where Takemi thinks she's going to replace Philip in the combination, which I assume is foreshadowing something later on in the series.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm going to get to plug in and do the thing, and he's like, "No, I can only fuse with fucking
plug it into the beetle. Plug it into the telephone." Also, the line is like to excuse. Okay, this is the reason why he uses such a chunky flip phone in this day and age is because it turns into a beetle. That's the only reason, not because this is a series made over 10 years ago.
It's got cool spy gadgets in it. That's why.
If I'm pinned to the wall by the spikes of a giant dragonfly type thing, it can like eat them away like a wire cutter. It's a good mobile phone. It's still cool.
And Nishitaro, like, at the end, he's like telling Takime to protect the developer / idol because he's injured from letting the Dopants attack him earlier in order to make the attack, and collapses.
It's nice that the purposely get stabbed thing actually fucks you up a little sometimes.
It is the poorly thought out plan of a man who wants to be hard boiled, essentially.
He's just enough energy to get his cool lines out before collapsing. Leave a beautiful corpse.
And then he collapses, and Philip is panicking. And that's where monsters show up. And then the post-credits gag thing is they've swapped bodies.
So they're doing like an impression of each other, but then they make a not a W
X,
because the way they usually they make an X.
Different Kamen Rider.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Little Kamen Rider inside joke for you there.
Not that you'd know because there's no legal way of watching it.
And that was Fuuto PI. Another good. It's maintained its quality 4 episodes in.
It was slamming together loads of different color combinations. This one as well.
Yes.
That was
nice.
Like I'm wondering if the format's kind of going to remain the same because it has the same like first person shot of the client going up into the office, and I was like, are they going to do the thing of the client actually has ulterior motives for hiring the private detective?
I can't remember if that is a shot from the live action or not. It's been a long time since I watched it, but I wonder if it is. Talking of ulterior motives, Yurei Deco, episode 8, Blitz. No, you've got the wrong title in here, Dwayne.
Oh, I do. What the hell? No.
Otherwise known as. You give me one moment. I can tell you.
That's what you get for copy pasting, not typing it.
They don't have fucking these up anymore. Otherwise known as.
Reach for the Heavens.
Reach for the Heavens. Jesus Christ. This phone control interface now is not easy to navigate anymore.
Oh, I don't like the app thing they've added to it. It's not great. It's fine for like when you're playing it off the PlayStation or something, but not so much in a browser.
Right. Reach for the Heavens, as I've written it. Reach for the stars.
Mountain higher.
So something's falling from space. The gang are going to put together a plan to get it, and it's going to require the help of some of old friends, such as a copy of the Mr. Hackett's identity, and the drone will come and help. Also, all the drone's friends.
Illegal drone friends who are also criminals. And it's going too well. You know what's going on well. And Barry's going, "Dear Diary, I felt like we bonded as a team today. Everyone just got together, we fun played our parts, we got a big score of fucking inside information. This is gonna open up so many opportunities to us."
Because what the information that they have, incorrect as it turns out to be, is there's a data package dropping, but there's also like a satellite landing. So they're gonna zoop in there, grab the satellite, and get back out before the I presume the government.
And Hank wants to junk. Like, oh well, I'm getting paid for this. I'm gotta be something there for me if using me boat, man.
Yeah, and if a satellite's being coming out of orbit and landing in the ocean, then it's just like, well, a satellite. Yeah, I could turn that into like 15 little fucking robot dogs. Yeah, that'd be great.
But we, the viewer, because we can see everybody's point of view on this thing, are going, something's up with Finn. What's up with Finn? They've definitely got some sort of ulterior motive going on here, because they're in their little, is it hyperverse they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like it's like a box that Finn sticks.
It's like a
to program
hyperverse, like architectural like builder or editor at that. But he hasn't got a Deco, so it's just I need something. And it's kind of a little callback to when he first met Hank, and it's like, we got this weird vibe off of him. If you're walking by, never really talking to anybody, and then just got to know him right there. Maybe it's just like kind of check me out, see if I knew my stuff or something like that. But we got a little kind of thing going on, so that's what we've been doing.
And we see Finn's making sort of hemisphere planets with cities built on them, and then they hide them when other people walk into the room, so they can't see that they've been making them. And so combined with the stuff we learned about Mark, and also right at the start of the episode, he's just going, Mark Twain. And from what we know,
up to the moon.
Yes, I was getting Battle Angel Alita vibes of like.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's even the same fucking shape and all. Like,
yeah.
To be known, there's another one on the opposite side up in space.
So yes, they go to get the satellite. Everyone works together. They get it, but it's not a satellite. It's just a capsule. And then Finn says, "Oh, there was nothing in the capsule worthwhile." But Barry's already been suspicious.
The data was corrupted, so
Barry's already suspicious at this point. Wakes up Hack, and the pair of them go, and then also eventually everybody else is there as well, spying on Finn, clearly using the data out the capsule, and they confront them. And Finn's like, "I was just using you. We were never friends." And everyone else is like, "No, we were friends. How dare you say we weren't friends?"
No, we were not. But Hank takes the cynical view. It's like, that's the way it was. You just like, you just planned together along on this case we keep talking about. You trying to get to the bottom of, but only you are investigating. So you just fucking got us all together. Fucking got me to make a shit for you. You got fucking Madam 44 and Smiley to do the legwork. You got fucking Barry and Hack to go into the hyperverse because you can't, because they haven't got Deco either, you motherfucker. But I wonder if Harry and Henderson and like, you can't get too close to this one, so get to see, we don't want you anymore. Get out, and that sort of thing.
Because it does a really good job, this episode, of like making them feel like they're mates and stuff. Like Hank showing off his really cool boat that they're going to take out. It's like, it's nice. It's not as nice as that gigantic boat behind it. I did like the having to do the training montage with Madam in her mech suit of trying to catch it like a baseball, trying to catch a satellite, but they're using baseballs as an example of what you would catch. It's just like, this is really fun. We're really coming together as a team. We're gonna do it.
Oh man, we hope we can catch it when we rise. So again, it was all going too well. This heist went off without a hitch, but when it goes off out of hitch, that's when you gotta be most suspicious.
Exactly.
So is this the end of the Yurei Detective Agency?
Yeah, it's broken up. That's the last episode. Real downer.
Just dystopia. Dystopia tale. No, it's just like, you can't fight big tech, man. They're just come and get you.
Have you any of you been watching the little hip hop music videos they make every week and put on the Emotion YouTube channel?
No, I haven't been keeping up with it.
Where have these been hiding?
They're on the Emotion label channel on YouTube.
Sweet.
Is this like the taxi thing where it's like the music video gives away a bunch of plot?
I don't know. I'm looking at the one for the episode I've not watched yet from next week, and I'm assuming that we might be getting some sort of Finn background next week. Yeah, I'd been seeing them come up, and I thought they were just like episode previews and stuff. And then I played one a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh no, they're like AMV official AMVs."
Oh yeah, a couple of them here.
Yeah, there's one for every single episode. They do a different one every time. I was like,
secret soundtrack, great.
Yeah, exactly. I assume there'll be a soundtrack album at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can see from like the way it's animated that they're having so much fun that they're making AMVs of their own shit, which is great. Like that shows that they really care about what they're doing.
They have fun, all the different fun hyperverse skins. They have all that fun thing. All fun berries, or disguises. Disguises you might see deployed at some stage. It's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, that odd taxi film is coming out onto the thing soon. Next week.
Yeah, it's pretty soon. It's this month at least. Anyway, yeah.
like I didn't need any more things to watch. Though I guess you can just fast forward through the bits you've already seen from the TV show and just watch.
They might be subtly different in each scene. Let's go special when 3-hour JFK Zapruder tape edition.
And then we got Chimimo, episode 8, Kitty Hell and the Hellish Chimimassage. In first part is almost unbearably cute because there's the Chimimos save an abandoned kitten from some crows that are bullying it, and they fall in love with this kitten, and they have to try and hide the kitten from all the other characters around the house.
But it's funny because, like, obviously they have to hide it from Mr. Hell because it's like, oh, he'll fucking get rid of it immediately. And
here's him talking like, and saying, "Oh, get down for this. Like, we might get a cat right now. Yeah, couldn't handle a cat now. Tim was running around. Had to trot Mr. Hell first." And that's kind of been jokingly, but you don't know what these ladies.
They might do it. They might do it.
And he's like, "Oh, Chimimo as well." I guess they're just like, "Oh, busy working," and saying, "Hey, lads, what you doing? Like, why you ignoring me? I told we're buds, told we're friends."
Oh, no, they were just tired. They put themselves to bed. So, yeah, everything they're doing to hide the kitten is being misinterpreted by Mr. Hell through the episode. Yeah, like we had my favorite. The favorite gag is when he sits them down for a heart-to-heart because he wants them to tell him their problems, and all he does is tell them his problems.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, "Hey guys, you can tell me anything. Like I know it's pretty tough out there, and you got to pay the rent, and those freaking girls won't shut the fuck up, telling you what to fucking do."
Like, not, and they're kind of aging out of you. Yep.
Slowly trying to leave the room and make that cat who's currently playing under the table like, "Get out of here, cat."
So they all have a nap, but the cat wakes up early, and then the sisters get back and they find all this chaos being caused. The first bit of chaos is the toilet rolls, which the Chimimos take the blame themselves that they've been playing with the toilet paper, and then the mackerel's been stolen that they're going to have for dinner. And then the Chimimos, like, there's like a pause as they're trying to think of how. As if they're thinking, how do we take the blame? We can't take the blame. We're going to blame Mr. Hell for this. Just all simultaneously point at him. But then they eventually hear the cat, don't they? And then they realise the cat's done it, but they can't. The cat gets out. They chase after it, but it's found a new home. It is at the bar with the mama who runs the bar.
He's been running over town. He's like saying, "Oh no, did it fall in the river? Oh, does it like right sick?" And it's like to go up to the bar, like it's like, and then all the girls are saying, "What's up?" All got drinks in their hands. Where have you been? It's like, poor Mr. Hell.
Got a lovely evening at the Madam's where she's giving her woes to a cat this time, because I guess the cat doesn't mind.
Well, no, Mr. Hell gets the woes in the end because she mentions that the cat's named Julie, but don't ask me about why it's called Julie.
Oh, don't ask me about Julie. It's a long story. All right, I'll tell you. I was in South America
with my man Julio.
God, here we go.
He was my main squeeze, but it didn't work out. But still hold pan for him.
And then the second part, I can't remember why they're setting up the Chimimassage.
Because Hazuki is like, hungover as usual. Come down and get your breakfast. And saying, no way. You said it last night to go out to the shops for us. Bollocks. Just fucking a better go. Sure. Hey man, actually, Chimimo is kind of on my back here and kind of like, I don't know, rolling around and vibrating. And actually, okay, maybe I can go to the shops. Actually, yeah, let's go. Let's try it. And they're still like on her shoulders as they're walking down the street.
And Mr. Hale, like, yeah, and she's like, actually, you know what? These guys have cured my hangover with their soft, doughy roundness.
Up again comes like the fucking mama sound from the bar. It's like, what's that? Pushes down Mr. Hale with a whole lot of boxes and stuff. You can have a go at that? Oh yeah, it takes my worries away off my shoulders. Oh yeah.
Because she was waiting to get into the massage parlor, but the queue is crazy long. So you guys should charge for this. This is great. And they're like, we should fucking charge for this. They're only charging like 500 yen or something.
I was just cackling at this time. She just comes up and just like, without even saying a word, just pushes him.
And him with all the shopping. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
one night
then
just go to the campus, and just like they start rolling in. Lots of students here, I guess, fucking cramming for tests, or just drinking and being hungover as well, and then ease out all those worries.
But then the teacher arrives, and it's like, this is an
it was going
so
good.
The
rich investor.
The rich investor. Yeah, this was.
Oh yeah, the investor
it's
comes
the rule
back.
of threes of the three people we've seen before. We get the rich investor, then we get the teacher, and then Dead shows up.
Yeah.
Which causes Mr. Hell to panic because he's like, "Oh my goodness, Dead's here. He's going to tell on me that I'm doing massage parlors instead of condemning people to hell."
Because the rich investor showing up is like, he's grand. That guy's chill as fuck. Like, he gave us a fucking extra.
He keeps paying for
tip.
extensions. Just put Miss Linda Hall.
Can you break a 10,000? Can you break a note of 10,000? No. All right. Here's an extra 10,000 for the full fucking deal with these guys, and he feels great. But obviously, the teacher coming is like, it's an art installation. It's about, it's a physical experience, art installation. Give it a go. And Mr. Hell's like, he didn't fucking pay though. It's like, shut up. I gotta get a fucking good grade. This is not good for me. But
it's working.
Then not his boss's underling shows up to check in on him. It's like, oh, we're torturing this man. Hear his moans of pain.
Oh, my lumbar.
Yes, that's it, boys. Rake him over the coals. And they're picking him up and swinging him around. Initially, it's just extra massage, but then it gets very violent towards the end.
I can walk again. I feel so good. In fact, I feel so good. I may just give you a passing. Oh, we're giving the coup de grace. No, stop it.
The whole tent comes down on them, and she gets a 0 for the project. So.
And then what's worse is Dead is reporting back to Senpai, and Senpai is going to come and make a visit themselves.
That's it. Summer's over. Fun is over. Fuck this. Time for ye. Start stealing some souls, raising some hell.
Also, I was wondering, did we learn Mr. Hell's name, or is that just like his job position?
I think they mentioned it in the very first episode. He's just been called Mr. Hell by the sisters. Yes, he's Jabberwock the Eighth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those long names. To pronounce it correctly, it had to pull out your tongue.
Oh, I thought it was something like Jabberwocky.
Yeah. That was a really long one.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that might be the shortened version of it. Yeah.
But, so I don't know whether they show up next week or whether they're going to be saved. That's teasing for the final episode.
This goes complete like anarchy, chaos. Like the last episode of Blood Sea turns into this like complete bloodbath. The sisters get pulled down to all 9 circles.
I did start watching the other show on High Dive, which appears to be based on line stickers as well. Chikawa, which is very short and has much less plot than this, but it is quite amusing. And I'd seen these characters when I was looking for videos to put in Mass Trafficanza, because there was a Elden Ring parody with the characters out of Chikawa that somebody had made.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I highly recommend it, but if you've got an extra 2 minutes in your day, 2 minutes in your week rather, because it's not daily, you could watch Chikawa as well. Then there is Dragon Quest, The Adventure of Dai, episode 92, the demonic guard of heaven and earth, in which, to begin with, Mist is fucked, because exactly as I thought.
Too good now.
The soul of Hyunkul is too pure.
When you crack open the nut of Hyunkul, it's all beautiful and light inside. So, oh wait, that's the exact opposite of me of being of darkness. Like immediately fucking killed, basically.
Yes, but this wasn't just like a coincidence. Hyunkul had thought this might happen, and so therefore had focused all of his light aura into his soul in order to protect himself.
I figured you were going to possess me before, Mom, so I just was doing the whole time. I was like, all right, think about positive
Happy
things,
thoughts,
nice things,
kittens, rainbows, half off burritos. Yeah, there we go.
And then everyone's like, lads, we did it. That's great. We did it. And then Mom's like, hang on a second. Popper, the master, they died. And everyone's like, did they though?
Oh, I forgot to tell you because I was disguised as fucking Kilver, and I was trying to I was expositing things all the time that I didn't get a chance to actually rescue them before they got like atomized.
Yeah, they're up on top of the stairs, just having a bit of a chill, and it's just the Mr. Beast healing Pop as he's lying down there like a delinquent.
Yeah. Don't worry, Bob, ma'am. Now that we're back, we can go and help out die. He's got the shit kicked out of him. But I'm alive.
All that healing undone.
But to be happy to see me. It's like, oh, he still doesn't get it. But it's weird because I thought he was going after her, but I guess they kind of dropped it because they go, oh, maybe she's like, well, that's young, I can't compete with that still.
Yeah, they're still kind of stuck on that a bit, but obviously him dying is the thing that made her realize, oh no, I miss Pop for some reason.
I suppose it did say we'll wait until after we'll save the world, then we'll sort all that mess out, please. I just thinking like, I don't know what to feel about this, but I just see like one say, no, I have to. There is something there. And and things aren't going quite as planned because we almost sort of kind of died there. So maybe I should before we possibly get killed, because now fucking the big man upstairs, he's fucking got all the smarts and all the brawn, all the brains and the brawn. He is going to mess Die up. Not before he mocks him some more though.
Yeah, as he mentions, he's got an ability he couldn't do as old Vern, which is the demonic guard of heaven and earth, which is like he puts his hands up and down. One's gonna attack, one's gonna defend, and also I can still do a magic attack. I can do 3 attacks in one turn. It's very cheap.
Before we get to that bit, the other guys downstairs are like, we better go to help Die. We might not be of any assistance, but we can at least be there to support him as he kicks Vern's ass.
Yeah, we can like cheer and like maybe cause a distraction or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, and Vern is like, I'm going to let you heal yourself up. We're going to heal you up. And because I don't want to fight you a week. I want to fight you properly as a challenge, Die. Right, you ready? Come at me. Give me your best attack.
It's not to be honorable. It's just because I haven't used this body in a while. I just want to stretch it out a little.
And then he says, Die using your strongest attack. That's the correct thing. You foe worthy of my time and attention. You're not playing around. Yeah, and then he's got he's demonic guard of heaven and earth. It's a little too much, but then he starts, as he's knocked Die down, he's like threatening Leona, saying you should stand beside me.
You mad lady? Yes. How about that?
Hey, Olive Oil, how about you go with me, Pluto? It's like, it's like, yeah, it's just you're gonna get a rise out of that way. Sure.
But that does not raise Die from the ground. He's still lying with his shoulder bleeding. Because yes, he'd cut him in exactly the same spot that he'd cut Vern.
Yeah, because he's kind of like, I let you heal because I'm a fucking sound out dude. Oh, I'm gonna take you on in full power. You're totally worthy of me. Hey, I hit you exactly the same place you did me earlier. Fuck you. It's clearly he's very fucking petty at this stage. Yeah.
But then, if you're wondering, you get a preview and you see Die's back on his feet next episode. So
yeah, because the gang make it upstairs. They're gonna have fun. Okay, let's just use the human wave tactics. Let's just go throw us all at him, and it was that could be nice as well because I do like the kind of desperate. Let's all gang up on him and just like keep doing the sneaky shit and trying to get an opening on him.
Well, like in a Dragon Quest thing, you wouldn't have just one guy versus one guy. It'd be like a party versus the big boss. That's
but that might also be that 3 of the party are just keeping the one person who can do the damage alive by casting support spell.
Exactly. You got your fucking support spell, you got your healer, you got your fucking DPS. It's like, yeah, it's all fucking sorted.
Yeah.
Did you see the subtle change in the opening credits this week?
Yeah, they've subbed out a few like split seconds.
It's a bit dated, but like now we're fighting like sexy young Vern, so now it's like all the ganging up on him, and rather than Leona just going like, yay, she's got the foot, she's going, phew, gold feathers. I'm actually doing stuff as well over here. I'm part of the gang. I'm part of the party.
But yeah, the episode ends with Vern kind of going over to Leona. It's like, hey, you could be my girlfriend, and then that would upset that motherfucker on the floor over there. Wouldn't that be cool?
Come on, hit me in the back. know
You're
you
not,
want
you're not
to.
really selling it, Vern, but I mean, like, you are trying to do the what's the thing where you kind of like hit your hand in against the wall, kind of go
Capadon.
like, hey, baby. Yeah, he's nearly doing that. He's very close to it.
You can do it. No, as you said himself, no, I can't unfreeze this sexy body again for another like the next total eclipse, which is until centuries away. So I might as well have a little fun. Hey, sweet thing, what's up? You wanna join the Dark Army? Come to.
I mean, like, it's not much of a click of anger because I assume the answer is no, because you're trying to end the surface world for humans,
yes,
which
there is that.
me.
Come to Vern.
Unless combining his two brains has made him think of a different plan than blowing up the surface. But I think it's still blowing the surface up. And then finally this week, because we've only got 6 things as we should be doing this week, as opposed to all the extra things. It's Shine On Bakumatsu Bad Boys, episode 8. This is the one called Blitz, the Ikedaya incident. Let's blitz them. I think this might be the most historically accurate it's been so far.
Wait, I mean, like, all the souls gathering together into that big honking sword?
Yeah.
That happened?
Oh, yeah. Like it. It's there, yeah.
In terms of like historical accuracy, one of my favorite things, maybe I've mentioned it before, but in case I haven't, I love the fire effects they use, like the wiggly lines of fire, because that would have been the way it was drawn in the olden days, and I was just like, that's a really nice effect that they have.
Have you watched Short Piece, the Ultimo movie? Collection
I don't
of
think
shorts.
so.
It's all about
There's
that.
One of them has a story about firefighting in this period of time.
Yeah. Because obviously they covered that a little in Fire Force. They use the traditional method of fighting fire, which is to knock the whole fucking house down.
But in terms of historical, they're not clear in historical records as to where Kogoro was at the time the Ikedaya is raided. Obviously, that's represented here by him escaping as he is confronted by his possible future wife.
Named at least for his future wife, anyway, but it's probably going to be something there. Well, I know only because he goes in for the smooch. It's just see you later, baby. He jumps off the balcony.
Yeah, because they've added that like character plot in that gives them an excuse to like, what might he have done? It's like, maybe it was this. I don't know. Could be.
She's already posing as somebody else. So she can change identities down the way.
Yeah, because I think the name she uses when she was disguised as the geisha is the name associated.
Is his wife's name? Yeah.
Okay.
And during this event in history, Heisuke Todo took a wound to the face, as he does here.
But I mean, like a second wound to the face. Yeah.
But yeah, no mention on Wikipedia as to whether it was a sword full of human souls. But there you go. It can't be 100%.
Don't sweat the small details. And
apparently, like the stuff with the torture from last episode, that was historically reported, but it might not necessarily be historically accurate.
Yeah, that might be like a thing against them. It's like, ooh, look at this fucking these guys, they're real pricks because they torture people. It's like, well, I mean, like that would be a way. That would be a thing they do, but it'd be also a thing you could use them to make them look like
they busted up my fucking legal legal export warehouse. But that's not as bad as a torture that they definitely do. I have pictures.
With the multiple maps that they have in this episode, I was like, okay, we're going to divvy up into 3 teams. You guys go here, here, and here. We'll go here, and you guys go there. And then the secret map that you overlay over that, I was like, that's the layout of the actual fucking town, isn't it? You can go visit the historical areas, and I was just like, oh, this is very touristy.
I don't like right there. I got along the river, which are obviously fun of doing. I know that's all where like the old kind of traditional housing is. You got to go a bit further up the hill to get like the rest of the temples and stuff because it's still kind of modern on that side of it. But like there's a whole like little kind of narrow little alleys and things, full of little bars and restaurants and whatnot.
Yeah, I like the touch of Boo, the guy we know who's best at calligraphy, is the guy who can figure out the map problem.
Yeah, him realizing that if you overlay the weird sort of alpha symbol over the map, it tells you where they're fucking planning to hit, that kind of thing. I was like, oh, that is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like reading the Wikipedia did help me with a little bit of like the internal politics of like the two different factions who are against the. There's multiple people against the shogunate. There's the ones who are setting the fires. They're the ones who are trying to get the emperor out. So that's how they get those guys on board with the Shinsengumi in this episode, because they don't want to set the emperor on fire. So they'll help them put the fire out, even though they're fundamentally opposed.
Yeah, because they're samurai. We're not firefighters.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, but you would be putting the emperor in danger by not fighting the fire.
Yeah.
So
And that's because.
And you have the other guys who are, they're not staying out of it. They're going to arrive late, basically. That's their squad,
yeah, because it's the guys who are trying to move the emperor. Because that's the Kogoro's worried that the guys on from his domain who were in league with the guys who were the weird masked, what they call the masked demons?
Masked demons.
Yeah.
Masked demons, yeah.
Because he's like, is you sure this is a good idea? These masked demons don't seem like the stand-up guys. They're conspiring with multiple people here.
Maybe a name like Masked Demon inspires so much trust.
Yeah, and the other guy's like, no, we're using them, and he's like, I don't think so. I think
yeah, they're just a convenience to us. Like this suits our agenda. So we'll team up with them for now.
They're
basically.
Not using you.
Do you have a soul-sucking sword? No, you don't, but they do. I think they have the upper hand in this negotiation.
It turns out they gave him a soul-sucking sword because he does show up with one later. So that might be influencing him.
The gun. I do like that guy gets so many fights because you don't see many people fight with a bayonet in anime very often.
I really quite like it. Obviously, Golden Kamuy has been like ridiculous for that kind of thing. So and that's going back to as well.
Sure.
Oh.
But I did like the shots of him using that repeating rifle, just like click boom, click boom, and you just hear like just of guys getting shot in a fucking room. It's just like, well, that saves a lot on the fucking action.
It's pretty good.
Budget, doesn't it?
It's
very good.
It's
very effective.
The Terminator 2 rifle is one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a good kind of click. It's got it's got a bit of a weight behind that chair, so it's going to fucking pound into somebody. You get a bit of heft to a firearm.
Yeah.
We get Ichiban Boshi trying to convince his brother to join the Shinsengumi and atone for his sins. And he's like, ha, you don't know how many sins I've got to atone for. But meanwhile, we've had the assassin, Sakia, kill his 1000th person in this episode. And you're like...
is that the guy he stabs to the ceiling?
Bloodiest anime ever.
When the guy's going to show up, it's like, hey, what are you doing upstairs? Oh my god, you pinned a man to the ceiling with his own jaw. Also they were going to set off a fire from this point. Like every team is being successful in their little in their blitz. Yeah.
But the nice little details of like the guy dripping gunpowder out of his trousers, the design of that bomb they find with the weighted right.
God, the really basic timer on it. Yeah, so good.
Lots of nice little details in this episode, and we get and we have the key thing of Heisuke taking the blade for Ichiban Boshi because he believes in him again. He's like, they were right to tell me that he's the guy who can lead these people and sort this problem out. And we get Ichiban Boshi finding his will. It's like he's threatening his brother now. He's pointing out, if you're not going to turn on us, I'm going to have to kill your brother. And he's actually using swords against people trying to kill him during this episode.
And cutting them down as well.
Done before. So it does feel like everyone's on the same page as we head into the final 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's like this. My other brother is my responsibility, and I'm going to bring him in. He's my collar, and you got to bring him in. I'll bring him in whenever it takes. He's my brother, so he's a bit more like settled in his resolve to get him in.
And he says as much it's like, hey, you can join us. We're all fucking criminals, so this organization takes in criminals. That's fine. But if you threaten my allies, I will kill you. That kind of thing. It's just like there's no compromise with him in this regard. Like,
dead or alive, ideally alive.
Ideally, but actually, speaking of, I think the guy gets the least to do, but like probably more of the important stuff. The doctor gets a load to do because he saves that dude they were torturing. Is just like, you'll survive, so we can get some more key information out of you. And also, when your man gets cut down for trying to block a magic sword with a non-magic sword, it's just like, yeah. And even him is like, I'll be out of commission for a while. I was like, are you sure you just won't be dead? But yeah, the doctor is gonna go back and take care of him. And I was just like, well, that's the use of having a doctor. It's like he's not gonna do the fights. He's gonna keep people alive, which is more important sometimes.
He managed to last another 3 years.
I think this like disappeared. It just went off.
I mean, like under a different.
This went off with his fancy Dutch friends, off to the Netherlands, and then was later featured in the painting The Anatomy Lesson. That's him, and it's him. It's from the left.
But yeah, good episode, good show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, even as you're saying there about the bomb, it is like, what are the cop show kind of things? So, we got guys running guns, so that's guys running swords. We got like a dude setting up bombs, or this kind of bomb. So they kind of talk like the rough outline, but saying, okay, how would that work in Shinsengumi times? So it's like that's where you get those little things from. So they are like kind of working off of something anyway in that respect. And I'm all for it. I love hate the police, but I love a police procedure because only good cop is a fictional cop.
Yeah, and even in this, like, they don't make the Shinsengumi look that fucking good a lot of the time. It's a fairly
they had to bring in criminals.
They're all criminals for one.
They had to bring in criminals to actually inject some morality into this.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of the behavior is the so like I said, the torturing thing was reported, and whether that was true or not. But then, if the torture thing was true, then that calls into question the arson thing, because that might just be something somebody who was being tortured said was going to be happening. But yeah, that's where we are this week. Next week, though, we do have the uncle from another world is back. He's recovered from COVID, and he's back on Netflix as of yesterday.
Well, for the time being, and then they'll be off again.
Oh, did they have another break?
Oh well, episode 8 delayed indefinitely due to COVID, but there are rumblings of actually the director has left.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Really?
So they're saying. So the public thing is saying, "Oh yeah, we got COVID again," which is kind of becoming like a handy, like, "Oh well, that sounds perfectly reasonable." Like cover up for what might actually be going on. Could also be a COVID thing. Not saying it isn't, but there's rumblings about production trouble in it.
Okay. Well, what there isn't production trouble on is the 12 new episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which are already up on Netflix for us to watch.
Yes.
So we'll crack into episode 13 of that next week. And then I believe the following week, there's some episodes of Cyberpunk Edge Runners arriving on Netflix as well. That is the 13th,
yes, there is.
I believe. Of
13th, or
all thereabouts, yeah.
So it's this like trickle soon build into a torrent.
Disney, take your time subtitling to Time Machine, please. Please, Disney. Got plenty to watch. Don't need anything else. Particularly with what's coming in October, and also all the other non-anime programs which come back in October to watch.
Yeah.
I guess Cold Nights. Give us some Cold Nights. I don't feel like I'm missing out by staying inside watching TV all the time.
Cuddle up on the couch for the special someone. Watch some cartoons. All people's heads getting cut off, amongst other things.
It's more difficult to keep up on a lot of things when it's so nice and sunny out. It's like, oh, you got to use the sun while it's there, that kind of thing.
Well, we got heads probably being cut off, at least people being stabbed and shot at for sure.
Punched.
There's only people punched.
Or otherwise brutalized.
Psychic trauma, spying.
Eyeball trauma.
High school. And
big trauma there.
Driving lessons, also more trauma. I watched the prologue for Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury. Definitely more trauma there.
I did too. Yeah. Well, she's so young, she won't actually remember any of this. She won't remember how many men died at her hands.
But yes, unfortunately, G.I. Joe versus Evangelion versus Transformers has preemptively ruined that entire. Well, not the entire prologue, the end of the prologue for me, as I could not help but whisper to myself, G.I. Joe. As various people got gunned down mercilessly. Yeah, and then the whole things being cut with a chainsaw, more swords, footballers being locked up, and I guess I've no idea what on earth Ray Wano Digicarrot is. I assume it's back in the shop because it seems to have all the characters from the original Digicarrot in it, as opposed to the later Digicarrots where the returns were diminishing with every additional output of that show. Yeah, plenty to be going on with. On Pop Team Epic. So
if we're getting a Reiwa on the Digicard, it means a Reiwa no Cromartie High School cannot be far behind.
Could be. Or maybe High School Family will get an anime.
Oh, and just do it with the Cromartie people. Yeah.
That's it for this week. We'll be back next week with more of the same. Goodbye for now.
And more.
Right. Let me find the appropriate button.
Get out of here.
It'll be nice to be Let's Go Jojo again.
Yes. Finally.